Welcome to this video. That's the exciting title of this video. I'm going to show you how to use Firefox. We got the latest version here. We're at the Granite School webpage, and I'm going to walk you through a bunch of things. First of all, I want you to go to over here where it says schools, and we're going to find your school. So I'm going to move my mouse over schools. I'm not going to click on it, but I'm going to just mouse over it. Down the directory of schools, I'm going to look for my school. If you read the screen here, you got elementary, junior high, and high schools. And of course, this is the elementary page, so I'm going to click on high schools because that's where I am at. And of course, I'm at Olympus High. So I'm going to click on Olympus High, and it gives me the blah, 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 blah information about Olympus High School. That is pushed out public from the district website. I want to go to my school website, but I'm going to do one other little trick here to show you, and that is I'm going to mouse over the website and I'm going to right click on the link and open the tab in a new window. And I'm doing that because I want you to get in that habit to know that you can do that. If you look up here at the top of the screen, a new tab opens up. I'm sorry, I think I said new window. I meant new tab. But as long as I'm here, okay, fine. This is what a new window does. Opens up a new window. I'm just going to close that so we don't get too confused. Okay, so here's my new tab. I could, of course, just click on this little plus button, and that gives me a new tab as well. For now, I'm going to close that because what I really want to do is go through these menu bars with you. Now, I don't mean to make this a long video, and you can pause it whenever you want. So please feel free to pause it and figure out how to do some of these things that I'm showing you. Going through the file menu, you've got a new tab, which I just showed you, a new window, which I just showed you. Open file does exactly that. It'll bring you to your dialog box, and you can open up any file you want to that your browser will read. Save the page, send link. I think should make sense to you, I hope. Send links will open up your email and then send this page as a link. The next three deal with printing. I'll come back and do a whole nother video on printing, and I will tell you why at that time. These last two, offline and exit, I believe should make pretty good sense. Edit. Your edit button is next. Edit is a fabulous tool. We will be using quite a bit in this class. I want you to know what is there. Mostly is the cut, copy, paste, and delete icons. Of course, we'll be using copy and paste the most. You'll notice they're gray right now. It's because nothing is selected. So I will just come down here and highlight this stuff and anything on the page just to show you that now I can copy that. I can't do anything else, but I can copy. And now I need somewhere to paste it. So let's go up here, and I'll show you that now I can paste or delete. Select all or other things you will be doing at some point. You need to know these other keystrokes out here. There's the shortcut keystrokes. Control F we will use also, but again, that is a different special thing we'll do. Let's go up to view. This is another important one. This is what this video is all about. I want you right now to go down to view, toolbars, and you'll notice there are some check marks there. That means that those are open. And to prove that, we just uncheck it, and that menu bar just went away. How do I get it back? Wow, I should have figured that stuff out first. We are going to, bummer. I'm just going to click on my toolbar up here and see what happens. You'll notice that my menu bar showed up again. So there we go. View toolbars, and we are going to choose the bookmark toolbar. I want that open for you for this next thing we have to do. So we'll come back down a little bit. Again, toolbars, add-on toolbar. You know what? I do not even know what that means. You can even customize them. I don't want to go into details then. I'll click on it and and we'll come back to this later. It is pretty detailed, so I don't want to go there for now. Viewing, the last thing I want to show you here, of course, is view under, well, I guess not the last thing. Zooming, you can control plus and control minus gives you a zooming functions. I'm going to switch over here to my keyboard. Actually, I don't even need to. View, where to go? Zoom plus. You notice my screen is changing a little bit. View plus. That's why I was going to switch to my keyboard, because I have to keep going back and forth there. So I'm just going to use Control plus on my keyboard, and you can see it zooming. Minus, well, but you can figure out what minus does. Now eventually you're going to say, whoa, that's too small. That's not where I want it. So you can go back to View, Zoom, and go to Reset, or of course Control 0. And there's your standard, whatever your program is set to be. The last thing here is I'm not even going to do those. I don't know what they are, so I don't think they're important. You can play with them and see what they do. This last one is very important too. That's very underused. It's called full screen, but this is hugely important. This F11 button here, you need to read that, F11, because when you click on it, it goes full screen. Now, how do you get it back? That was a quiz question. That's right, F11. But here's full screen mode. It gets rid of all the junk around the top. If you move the mouse up to the top, you notice that it appears again and you can edit your way around. But on my keyboard, I'm going to push F11 and get my menus back, or get out of full screen. So that's File, Edit, View, History. Show all history, recently closed tabs, shows you where you've been and what you've done, and of course there are the current page, not the current pages, but my recent history. No big deal, but that's what that does. Bookmarks. We're going to do something with bookmarks here in a little bit, so I will come back and make another video for bookmarks. Tools, downloads, no big deal, just shows you where your downloads folder is. It will pull up a little window. That's what I've downloaded so far. I can click on it, and I can clear the list, close the window, and no big deal. Tools, add-ons, set up sync. I've never used the sync. I don't sync this browser. Page info, web developer, doesn't matter for what we use here at school. But I do want you to come down to options. However, before we do that, I want you to open up your school website like you already did. I also like to have, I'll show you this in a second, I'm going to right click down here where it says Media Center and open that link in a new tab. And I'll show you why in a moment. You can do the same thing. I'm going to close this Olympus High School page. So you'll notice I have my Olympus Home and my Olympus Media Center web pages. You can get yours open to your school web page and another one if you'd like. You can always change this back, what we're going to do next. Tools, options. And this is where you can make a different page your home page. When I start up Firefox, I want to show my home page using current pages. And you'll notice there's a school page, there's the Media Center page. It is two of them. I could, of course, select these other options, and I could also choose other things up here, show a blank page, but what's the point? Might as well show my home page. Where else? Downloads, tells you where to go, tells you where to save them. You don't need to change that. That's not that big a deal. Tabs, your next little tab there is called tabs. If you just walk through these and read what the screens do, you can figure out if you want to change them. There's a couple that you really shouldn't change, and I'll tell you about those in a moment when I get to them. Block up windows, you need to leave that the same because the district doesn't allow a lot of pop-ups, but you can change it however you want and see if it works. It's not that big a deal. Applications, again, you don't need to know privacy. We don't do much here with privacy, but I'm going to go through those buttons with you anyway. Security, I want to show you one thing here in security, and that is where it says passwords. You can, this is the scary part where we tell you guys sometimes about not letting other people on your computer. If you're logged in, you can click on this button here and I can view your passwords. Now, I will tell you that I actually haven't logged into anything yet on this computer, so I have no passwords saved. But if you look here, it says site, and eventually you'll have some sites there, and you can click on this little button that says show passwords, and it'll show all your passwords. So that is something you should be concerned about a little bit. Sync, no big deal. And advanced, you do not need, don't do anything there either. That is under Tools and Tabs. I'm going to close that window. You click OK or cancel if you didn't change anything. Click OK if you did make changes. Cancel if you did not. And of course, the Help button just gives you information about Firefox. Nothing you really need to know about that. So that's it for what we're going to do. What we really wanted to do here, what I had to have you do, was view toolbars and view the bookmarks toolbar, because we're going to do something here in a little while with that. It's been a pleasure. Goodbye.